What's going on, YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Superman issue number 10. This one is written by Joshua Williamson. Art was done by Bruno Redondo, and there was another artist on here as well. Look at the credits in a second. The Good, the Bad, and the Super. So in the previous issue, we got revealed that Superman went to the Wild West, if you will. So I feel like this issue is just an excuse to kind of have Superman in an old Western like type setting, but it's something unique because I don't really see it all too often, and it happens in a bit of an organic way and kind of exciting that ties into Marilyn Moonlight and all that. So it was Cade Felipe? Is that how you pronounce it? Or Caio Felipe was the other artist on this thing, but this is another pretty entertaining issue. So it has Superman trapped in the Old West, and you get some of those kind of Western-y tropes, if you will, that you've seen in other things. But the difference is you have Superman here. You got Superman riding on horseback, and you got him trying to stop bad guys and all that other stuff in the past. He's working alongside Marilyn Moonlight. He talks about his love of Westerns, and it's also overlaid with him writing some sort of letter to Lois Lane that he's eventually going to kind of give to her. And there's some villain in here known as Terra Man, who when's the last time this character appeared in something? But he's been here just like causing chaos in the past, and he challenges Superman to a gunfight, given Superman's been kind of weakened with the settings and all that, or with, post his journey, so he's not quite as strong as he was before, so he's kind of waiting to recover. But then when the guy goes to open fire on him, Superman is totally fine at this point. He plans to change to go to a different era in the past, if you will, but is stopped by Marilyn Moonlight, and eventually the characters kind of head back to the present time, and we get some insight into her character a little bit, and like what her powers are, and how she's able to kind of work temporarily in like a specific time as opposed to just at nighttime. And then Superman plans to hand this letter to Lois, and at the end of the issue, it's this Lex Luthor Revenge Squad that offers him a choice to join him or die, basically, with Lena Luthor there as well. So some really good looking artwork right here. I didn't really notice the difference between the two artists at all. It felt rather kind of seamless. Maybe the first few pages were not Bruno Redondo, but I feel like you can't really tell so much like which style is which, because some comic books, they have such contrasting styles like at different times, but here it all felt rather seamless. Like if you told me this was just one artist, I'd totally believe you. But I think it was a fun issue. Like I said beforehand, I think it was just kind of like this little arc right here was like 2 issues of Superman just ending up in the Old West, and just to kind of have a storyline set in the Old West, because why not? I mean, you have Marilyn Moonlight, who has this cowboy type feel, and this is a good way to kind of tie back into that. And like I said, I like seeing Superman in kind of an Old West thing. He gets to relive out like living one of those Western like fantasies, because him and his dad used to sit and watch Westerns, and that's a nice moment between him and John Kent. And it makes sense because they're, Midwest farm kid from Kansas. How can you not watch Westerns growing up with your dad at that time? So he got to live that out. Now, he wouldn't want to live in the past, but it was a little bit fun for a while. You can see Superman having a little bit of fun being a cowboy in the Old West, just to kind of live out one of those childhood things. I mean, even as a kid, even me at some points, like I wanted to kind of be a cowboy for a little bit, and having Clark get the chance to live that out, that is kind of a nice thing. And it's not like we spent way too much time in the West. We got like a quick little issue, but it actually ties back into what's with the present, the storyline, and the Marilyn Moonlight character, and all this stuff with the Lex Luthor Revenge Squad, if you will. So I think it turned out pretty good. I've been really enjoying Williamson's Superman book. There hasn't been like one bad issue of this comic book at all so far. I think this is probably his best book, even though I'm enjoying Batman and Robin. I think this one's probably a bit better. We've had multiple artists on this thing too. It started out with Jamal Campbell, which that art style I think translated perfectly. You also had Gleb Melnikoff, who worked with him on Robin, and now we have Bruno Redondo working on something who's typically the main Nightwing artist, but it seems like maybe he's off that book and somebody else is taking over for Nightwing based on the video I talked about earlier on today. So I don't exactly know, but I think it was fun to see Superman in the Old West. Gives us something a little bit different, a bit of a different feel, and a bit of a different era that we don't really get to see too much of with Superman, but there's also a sense of fun and adventure to it all. So, and intrigued to see where the next issue will go with Lena Luthor and all that too. I'm actually excited to see Lena interact with other members of like the DC universe, because I feel like she hasn't been in anything in so long, and now to kind of have her brought back, if you will, and she's got the Brainiac marks on her forehead, and I'm aware we're supposed to get some sort of Brainiac events later on this year, if you will. So we'll see how that all ties together and see if they can pull it off. Yes, I'm a little event fatigued, but if it's just specifically the Superman books where we get Brainiac in some sort of thing, I'm totally all for it, because I love Brainiac. He's arguably my favorite Superman villain. I mean, Lex Luthor is really great too, but I want to see more of Brainiac utilized, because I feel like Brainiac is kind of like sidelined for so long that we haven't had like a really great Brainiac story in a while, and I'd like to see that change. So, but anyways, what did you think of this comic book? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to your channel for content, hit that bell for notifications. I will see you all later. I got one more comic book to cover, and we'll get to that one soon. So, as always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.